My name is Grant Long, and I did my externship at the Benton County Prosecutor's Office this summer. And I'm doing my TED Talk on what I will look for in a mentor or a supervisor in the future. During the last 3 or 4 weeks of my externship, I was working on a project with one of the deputy prosecutors in the office. It was a kidnapping case, and first he had me doing legal research on whether the evidence was sufficient to support a kidnapping charge or not. But then he also had me looking through jail mail and jail phone calls from the defendant to try to find any evidence that supported their narrative that he was a drug dealer and that the whole situation involved drugs. And throughout that whole process, Gabe, the deputy prosecutor that I was working with, made me feel like I was involved and gave me a background on the case. He provided me with a police report so that I could familiarize myself with the facts of the case. And this really stood out to me that he was involving me in all aspects of the case because at my previous job last summer, there were several times I was given work to do, and it was a very generic legal question that I would that I would be assigned to research, and I never really did feel like I was in touch with what the big picture was. I wasn't given specific facts of the specific legal matter that my senior attorney was exploring. And working with Gabe and him involving me in the whole process really made me see the big picture in things and also helped me learn because I was able to see what all's involved in pursuing a criminal case from the prosecutorial side. For instance, this time there was a victim, and she showed up at a local gas station and was obviously hurt, and that led to the police making contact with her and providing a probable cause affidavit to the judge and obtaining an arrest warrant for the defendant. And it was just cool to see what all was involved in all facets of a criminal case like that. Additionally, by providing me with all the facts, I was able to better conduct my legal research as to whether the facts supported a charge of kidnapping or not. Had I just been given generic facts, then I might not have. I could have written a memo on the law, but I wouldn't have been able to specifically apply it to the facts of this unique case. So Gabe was awesome in just including me in that whole process. And in addition, after we got most of our work done, and he and another attorney were preparing for trial, he was cool with letting me sit in there and observe, letting me chime in occasionally, offer my opinion, and this was all really cool because the whole time, even though I'm not licensed to practice law, I felt as if I was involved in the case, and I felt like I was third chair on the case. So, in the future, if I do another externship, hopefully it will be one where the senior attorney that I'm working for will have the time and have the patience and the the want to and the willingness to involve me in all parts of in all parts of the process because I know sometimes attorneys get busy and a lot of times I think they want their externs or their clerks to just do the work that they're assigned and not ask a ton of questions. But I'm a very inquisitive person. I like to pick people's brains, and I feel like that's the best way to learn. So by being able to, and really the whole time with all 23 or 25 of the deputy prosecutors at the Benton County Prosecutor's Office, for the most part, basically every one of them, I felt like that they were accessible and that they were willing to answer any questions that I had, and that was just a huge positive. Obviously, with Gabe, he went above and beyond, but it was nice being in a place that I didn't ever feel like they were too busy or annoyed or didn't want to help me out. And I think a lot of that may have been that since they were young attorneys, they had been in my position before and they knew what it was like to be a law student trying to learn and trying to get as much out of an externship as you could. So basically, whenever I'm an extern in the future, and if I'm ever in a position as an attorney where I have an extern, I just think it's important for the mentor or your supervisor to remember what it's like to be a law student, and for them to be able to put themselves in your shoes and realize that you're trying to get as much out of this as you can, and that you're not there to just do the work and help them out, that they can also help you out too. And so basically that's just what I think I'll look for in a mentor or supervisor in the future is someone who has the willingness to help out and the willingness to make me or whoever feel like they're a part of the process.